New overnight, police say a missing person case has turned into a homicide investigation. We are live on the scene with what we've learned and why a tip by officers in Utah led to the discovery of a body.
Fatal accident. What police say happened to a driver in Warren County last night when he veered off the road, and what likely caused his death.
And weather outlook this weekend, we could see our roads turn icy and slick. Jerry Ann will tell us what's potentially in store and when to expect it. It's Friday, January 13th. Today in Iowa starts now.
From WHO HD, the local news leader. This is Channel 13 News, Today in Iowa.
And this is a scene that has materialized overnight in Des Moines, just north of Hickman Avenue on 56th Street. Police are now saying it is a site of a homicide investigation. Josh Wynn is there. He will have the latest in just a moment.
Yeah, some new developments just from this morning. And we have a lot to get to, including the weather. Meteorologist Jerry Ann Ritter is here with a look, and it's quiet now.
Yeah, right now it's dry, it's cold. We do have some light snow showers in northwest Iowa. Most of the snow this morning will stay north of I-80 and all looks extremely light with minor accumulation expected. One in Algona, the temperatures will be a talker, 13 right now in Des Moines. This is what it feels like because of the winds. It feels like 5 to close to 15 below across northern Iowa, and it looks like it's going to be another chilly one. I'm calling it a frigid Friday. At 8 a.m. 12. At noon 17, at 5 p.m. 22, but today's not really the weather talker. It's more Sunday. And a winter storm watch will go into effect Sunday morning and last until noon on Monday for all of central Iowa. And that's because we have the potential for some measurable ice accumulation, which could lead to a dangerous situation on the roads and also some power outages by Monday morning. I'll have more on the timing of all of this and a look at the amounts coming up.
On the roads this morning, things are looking very good. This is I-235 looking to the east from 42nd Street in Des Moines. The taillight's heading toward the downtown, and it's rolling along well. No delays at all. Roads are in good shape. 235 at Euclid looking north, and again, very light traffic and excellent road conditions. So speed limit trip, no delays. We'll have an update straight ahead on Today in Iowa.
First on 13, we are tracking breaking news this morning in the search for a missing Des Moines woman.
And this is the woman, 49-year-old Gloria Gary, whom police have been looking for since last week. Overnight, Des Moines police set up barriers around her home. Channel 13's Josh Wynn joins us now from that scene. Josh, we understand this has gone from a missing person investigation to a homicide investigation.
That is correct. The city is now classifying this as a homicide investigation, the third so far, and we're only 13 days into the new year. I'm going to step out here. I want to show you that blue house is where they found the body believed to be 49-year-old Gloria Gary. As crews are still going in and out, they're walking around the neighborhood as well, talking to neighbors to see if they can find any more information. But this is now being classified as the third homicide of the year. Let's take a look back and recap the timeline for you. Like you guys alluded to, this started as a missing persons investigation on January 5th. At that time, police were trying to locate Gloria Gary as well as her red Honda. They weren't able to track her down, but they did find out the last place she was seen was at her workplace on January 3rd. 8 days would go by until the next tip in this case. On January 11th in Utah, police were able to obtain video footage from a gas station of that red Honda. Inside that car was a man, but not Gary. A day later, on January 12th, another police department in Utah tracked down that man, made an arrest, and then they were able to question him. In that process, they got information that led them back to Des Moines. That's when they got a search warrant. That's when they went in this home. They were able to find a body believed to be Gloria Gary. I reached out to the police department to ask if they could try to connect any of the dots for us, and they said they cannot, as detectives are still working early this morning to put things together, but they are going to give us an update at 8 o'clock this morning. But third homicide already this year. We're only 13 days into the new year. We hope to have more information on this story in just a couple hours as we'll be going to the press conference at the police station. We'll be following this story all throughout the day. Go to our website, WHOTV.com. We'll update it as soon as we get it there.
And Josh, records show she has been in that house for about 20 years now. Any word from neighbors at all that you may have heard from at this point?
Neighbors are starting to trickle outside right now, and we've talked to them a little bit, and they all kind of say the same thing. She's a quiet lady. She lived there by herself. Maybe that's why it took over a week for them to notice, to find a body inside that home, because no one else lived inside the home with her.
Okay, and once again, the press conference has been moved up a couple hours. We'll know more, well, really just in about an hour and a half from now. That's correct, Josh?
Yeah, it's going to be at 8 o'clock. We're going to live stream it on our website as well, so you can learn the information as we learn it if you go to our website, WHOTV.com.
Okay, Josh Wynn reporting live in Des Moines. Thank you. Also new this morning, we are learning more about a deadly crash that occurred last night in Warren County.
It happened just after 8 o'clock in Prohl. State Patrol saying a car was heading east on Gear Street without its headlights on. At one point, the driver lost control and went off the road, slamming into a tree. They say the vehicle hit a tree and knocked it over, and it didn't come to a stop until hitting another tree on the passenger side. The driver, 30-year-old Tyler Winkleman, was pronounced dead at the scene. The crash remains under investigation.
A shooting last night left one Des Moines man injured. It happened around 7 at this home in the 1100 block of 26th Street. According to police dispatchers, someone drove the male victim to a hospital with a gunshot wound to his shoulder. Police did recover a bullet and shell casings at the scene. No word yet on whether they have identified a suspect.
With lawmakers back in session, the issue of school funding is back in the spotlight, and it isn't all positive. Two plans to revamp Iowa's education system have now failed. The first was an effort to improve third grade reading levels. Lawmakers approved a program to help, but never allocated money for it. Now the same thing is happening with statewide testing changes. The goal was to move to smarter balanced exams by next year, but Republican leaders say they're too expensive and they want the state to consider other options. In response, Governor Branstad has asked the Department of Education to put a hold on that change.
Statewide reports show area schools may be falling short. The latest report card for the schools shows 3 of Des Moines' 5 high schools were labeled a priority. That's the lowest possible rating. Roosevelt did the best of them with an acceptable rating. Now, among suburban high schools, Urbandale had the lowest rating of acceptable. Valley, Waukee, Southeast Polk, and Johnston were a notch above that with a commendable rating. Now, the highest rankings in the metro go to Ankeny's 2 high schools. You can see all the results for yourself on all the schools statewide at WHOTV.com. Just click on the On 13 link at the top of the page.
It's 6:38, and it will be another busy weekend at Wells Fargo Arena. The world's toughest rodeo makes its way back to Des Moines tonight. The theme for this year's event, expect the unexpected. And this year you'll be able to see something new, a bull jumper. In addition, there you go, that's a bull jumper apparently. In addition, fans can come down early and meet the riders before the show. There are 2 shows this weekend, one tonight, one tomorrow night. They begin at 7:30, and tickets start at $20 for adults, $10 for children.
We are celebrating the life of an Iowa icon this morning.
No one knew what it was, and I put it on the menu. They thought that was my name.
That's Noah Lacona. He was talking about pizza at the time. He brought pizza here to the state of Iowa. In the process, he created an Iowa landmark, founding Noah's Ark restaurant when he did, and Noah died earlier this week. He was 93 years old. Lacona is survived by his wife, Sally. The two were married for 75 years. And I know that you knew Noah.
Just from going to the restaurant. He was so friendly with everyone, all of his customers, and that's part of what made going there so much fun. They had good pizza too, but yeah.
And such a great storyteller too. I had the pleasure of doing several stories with him and listening to him talk about this world that we all know well here, Des Moines, Iowa, Midwest, that had no pizza. There was no pizza before World War II. After World War II, a lot of soldiers came back having served in Italy, and they had tasted some of this, and they were kind of bringing the recipes here. Started in the East Coast, of course, and then moved west. Noah tasted it in Milwaukee. He's starting a restaurant here, and he thinks, maybe the people in Iowa would like this, and this could be my in on the restaurant scene. But he can't get mozzarella cheese, he can't get pepperoni,
Yeah,
he
all the
can't
things
get
you
any of that
need.
stuff. Yeah, the things you need from pizza. So he has to truck that stuff in from Milwaukee and Chicago, and he basically gets it started here downtown at the time and has to give away the pizza just to get people to try it. Can you imagine that?
No.
Will you please eat this pizza? That has never been said since then.
No kidding. So if you want original Des Moines pizza, Noah's is the place to go.
Yeah, that is
That's
the
the place
root
where it started.
right there.
Okay.
That's the beginning of it right there. Noah's Ark and Noah Lacona, an Iowa icon through and through.
Yeah.
To the very end, owned every room that he walked into.
Yes, he did. He was an interesting guy. Jerry Ann is here with a look at our forecast, and we're talking about some crazy weather this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
it looks interesting. Not so much today or tomorrow. It's Sunday after 5 p.m. and that's when it's going to get icy, and it looks like it could be crippling in parts of the state by early Monday. Stay with us. I'll have more on this developing storm when we return.
From WHO HD, the local news leader. You're watching Channel 13 News, Today in Iowa.